champ spot. And as somebody who's been to so many champions, what does this mean to you to be here?
아슬아슬하게 챔피언스 막차 티켓을 성공한 DRX인데요. 원래 엄청 많이 무대에 서보신 경험이 있는 만큼 이번 파리 진출이 어떤 의미가 있을까요?
일단은 다른 챔피언스보다 너무 불리한 상황으로 진출을 해가지고 일단은 개인적으로는 되게 뜻깊은 챔피언스라 생각을 하고 있습니다.
I mean, it's unlike the other champions that we were at. We were dealt the unfavorable cards coming in as the last seed, but yeah, I'm looking forward to enjoying every bit.
And one quick last question. IGL 누구예요? There's been a little roster discussion.
I'll say the English part. Who is the IGL, Marco?
Translating.
IGL 누구세요?
접니다.
Did you get that? It is me.
I did get that for the record. Yeah, Korean. Thank you very much. Mahal 감사합니다. DRX fighting.
You heard it there from Mika and Bella. DRX, they will be taking the stage very soon, and it will be under the leadership of Mako, not Australia. Bane is back on the team. He's confirmed to be playing today. I think all of these are surprises that we probably didn't anticipate. How exciting.
No, not at all. But, you know, if you lived under a rock after Bangkok and weren't following Pacific, you'd be like, okay, I guess it's normal, you know. Bane's still playing, just expectations. But it has been, Bane hasn't played a game with DRX in Stage 2, so this is a major change.
Yeah, he did play with them in a mid-season tournament, but other than that, you're right. He has not had VCT reps with this team in a really long time, and I always question moves like this prior to an event of this magnitude and this caliber. In between stages, sure. Right, you've got time to kind of iron things out, this, that, and the other, but you don't have 5-6 weeks to figure it out and make a playoffs run. It's do or die.
And for DRX as well, even the way that they made it here was a little bit all over the shop, right? You heard it, they didn't even make it here. By qualifying, they needed some points, they needed some help. Some teams losing and winning here and there, but they have always made champs, and when they've made champs, they have always made it out of groups.
Yeah, they have. That's what the history says. They're the masters of getting 5th or 6th place. And yet this group feels like it's going to be really tough, especially watching that first series, how competitive it was between EDG and NRG. So I think coming in with a strong showing here against EME's top seed is a really big indicator for them.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it a little bit earlier in the pre-show. I don't know that DRX have ever looked this weak coming into a global, coming into champs either. So while they do have a lot of that history of being prolific and performing in that situation, I'm much more hesitant to put money on that one. That one's tough.
Does that have anything to do with Bane though? Does this buff them a little bit, Doug, that they come in with Bane, or nerf?
I almost, so my initial thought was, okay, you've got a little honeymoon you can go through, but it's not like they haven't played together before. Right, it's not like that. There is a completely new injection of talent and personality and voice and this, that, and the other. So this, I don't know. Have we ever seen something like this where an ex-player rejoins a team right before champs?
Honestly, maybe, but I can't think of it in the top of my head.
I can't run the numbers.
It's a unique situation.
Yeah, incredibly unique.
But I do think what DRX is maybe looking for with Bane, they're hoping and looking at scrims and whatnot, is for some fragging power. I think that has been a little bit of a weakness with them, with the current roster coming into the tournament. And I can hope that we see that from Bane. Mako, too, from the IGL can get it done.
One of the benefits, however, of making it to champs is that our players are getting to sample the famous French cuisine. Here's Human enjoying the taste of Paris with Lou. Thanks. Well, Human passed the first test in Paris, but what's he been like over in Pacific? Has he been scoring full marks?
Absolutely. I mean, this guy was tearing it up. He leads his team just from the front to topping the group, and even though the squad sort of bombed out in playoffs, only won a single series, he still is second highest in the league in terms of ACS, so he was still putting up insane numbers.
Which is such a unique thing. Like, that's got to be rare to have a team bomb out the way that they did and still have a top performer competing the way that he has. I think if there is a little hope, if there is I don't want to say an X factor, but if there is something that can kind of convince me that, okay, maybe DRX does have a shot at this, maybe they can pull something off here, think it kind of has to start with him.
And we saw him early at the start of the year on the global stage in Bangkok, and he had so many big rounds for the team. I think I was very impressed seeing his Yoru play in particular. Showed a lot of, I think, just proficiency on the agent. And while, again, that Bangkok tournament wasn't really the one for DRX, you showed that glimmer of what could be a star.
I mean, he has been, like you guys said, despite the thick and thin, the highs and lows, he's always been consistent, which I think is pretty fair to describe the way he's been playing so far. But he will be facing up against the #1 seed of EMEA, Team Liquid. They win a trophy domestically, and Trex is back at champs. Not with Team Vitality, but with Team Liquid, and he looks amazing. By the way, Trex, not T-Rex.
Yeah, we call him
Some
Trex.
people think it's T-Rex.
The crazy thing is that Trex was playing against Yunmin and the rest of DRX. Drop a single series, and he's just putting up consistent numbers.
It is interesting to hear the discourse around Team Liquid. They come through this as the #1 seed. They look really good on the roster. They have some incredible players individually. You talk about Trex, you talk about Nats. Obviously, he has to be mentioned every time. He's household at this point. But there isn't a ton of confidence.
Why is that,
the
Yinsu?
team? And I'm really
Wait, what do you mean?
I'm really curious as to why.
Do you have confidence in Team Liquid?
Well, no,
my opinion is irrelevant, but
I was going to say I don't necessarily, but there is that discourse where there are people who don't feel as confident in Liquid and their performance here, and I'm just really curious as to why.
they just hate us.
I mean, the last time they were first seed in EMEA coming into champs was 2023, and that was not the
they're
same
just
story.
haters.
So
I think they're just haters. I mean, we're looking at a Liquid that has an IGL and a Nats on the attack side, and also a caller like Trex on the defense. And when you put these two together, it's
should work,
crazy.
me personally, I'm a Team Liquid believer, and this time they're coming into a global, and Nats is here on day one. Isn't that
Hey, let's celebrate. That actually deserves a celebration. But they also have a fantastic coaching staff. In fact, Yeltsin, their assistant coach, actually manifested this match against DRX. Take a look at this.
Hopefully we're gonna get DRX and gonna see who is the best basically on this map. So yeah, hopefully the group is versus DRX.
And the map he's referring to is Abyss, because you guys both mentioned it as well yesterday, having Abyss. You know how we already saw a stupidly exciting Abyss in the first game. This should be even better.
I mean, these are undefeated, right? You know, this one right here. I don't know who it buffs more, to be frank, but whoever wins this one is just the best Abyss team at the tournament. Yes.
Yeah.
We agree.
Just
it's been 6 months,
the count,
so
right?
let's just
It's
pretend.
over. Yeah, I do think it's early enough though that I would argue that when I think about the longevity of the tournament, I would love to see a really strong performance out of DRX here if we're gonna believe that they have a shot at this.
Yeah, and they have to win more than just Abyss, because on the other side you have an IGL who MVP'd at the finals. He's frags, he's speeches, he's a hype, he's literally everything. And even when you say to him, do you feel like you're doing too much? He says, yeah, I do a lot, but that's my job. Like, I need to do a lot. I want to do a lot.
Also, he can do a lot. I think he is one of the most impressive players in Stage 2, and I'm not talking EMEA, I'm talking globally. He really can do it all, and I think if you watch his performance just in the finals alone, calling circles around GX and the individual play, it was all there.
And you think about it, the teams that he has been on have asked that of him for really his entire career. And he has consistently delivered, and then staggering to think the kid he's 23. He's incredibly young. He has so much experience already. As I mentioned it earlier, he's a household name.
Yeah, and the Champs trophies always eluded him. Who knows? This time it could be his, but we can't talk about Nats without Kiko. Luckily, Mika Fat's caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Mika here, and I'm with Kiko of Team Liquid. Wasn't it your birthday a few days ago?
Yes, it was.
Happy birthday to you!
Much.
Happy birthday to you. Well, Team Liquid seems to have really gotten their stride in Stage 2. So I'm wondering how you guys are going to be able to continue that momentum and the progress heading into Champs.
I think that we just focused on playing our own game, playing class strengths, and just working on the fundamentals. I think that's what's going to bring us over.
Well, best of luck to you, birthday boy.
Thank you so much.
I mean, Kiko has also been one of the reasons that Liquid have been successful. You know, the secondary duelist, roll swaps, the smokes. At least in EMEA, he is considered the best in that role. I don't know how you guys feel about him coming to a global event and I guess measuring up to the other controllers in the
Oh, I know. I'm a big believer in Kiko, even since watching him back in the Ascension days, trying to qualify into EMEA. But I think he's very strong, and the rest of Team Liquid, I have them, you know, picked to win this series. This is not a Team Liquid playing musical chairs with Penny and Cyril or whatever, trying to get Nats back into it as well. No, this is a Team Liquid that's coming in as top dogs into this tournament out of EMEA. I got a lot of faith in them.
Well, these two organizations have never faced each other before, and we're better than the champ stage to settle it. Let's bring our teams onto stage and see who comes out on top. It's Team Liquid versus DRX. It is the #1 seed of EMEA versus the Pacific team that barely just scraped through to make it to chance. But for Mako, he is one of 3 players that's made every single Champions tournament in the history of Valorant. And the one time he played against Nats, when Nats was on Gambit, he did lose. So this is a very, very historically rich matchup, despite the fact these orgs have never played against each other.
Yeah, you've even got the history of this year where Trex did play against this DRX team, and Trex also got the dub versus Mako back then. But the thing we all have to be freaking out about is Abyss is map #1. 2 of the best Abyss teams in the world back when it was in the pool back at the start of the year. This is our first time seeing them on the field of battle in a long, long time.
And for it to open the series, too. I mean, we're talking about a tone setter. You know both of these teams are playing into their strengths, as we talked about, and yes, there's been a long time, so who knows what...